How's it going, guys? It's Heroes. Today we're going to be looking at the update for August 7th, 2017. One of the items in the update that come out in the patch was the Sacred Path. Adjust terrain in a number of locations in the Sacred Path where characters and creatures were getting stuck. The path mainly focused on areas around Ironfast, issues fixed with foliage, and other things. Along the top of the patch notes you can see where it says important notice about this patch. We've identified a number of problem areas around the Sacred Path where players and creatures were getting stuck. So we've done some work on these terrains in these areas. It should make it much better for a much better experience while traveling and building homes on the Sacred Path. Unfortunately, the side effect of these changes is that structures and items on the affected terrains may be damaged or destroyed when this patch goes live. For future patches, we will implement a system where you can concord off area targets by terrain fixes. We apologize for the inconvenience. Now, reading the patch notes, I didn't think this was no big idea until I logged into the game and noticed almost all of my house is gone. There's an extremely large portion of this house that I had just finished building, actually, and now it is gone. I had a workshop over here, a forge over here with a significant amount of copper and iron, two chests that were with hides, furs, and multiple miscellaneous things. A chunk of my upper story is gone. Part of the roof, it affected me pretty good. I logged on to see that I was killed by a panther, and knowing I logged off my house, it didn't make no sense, so I have a resurrection altar over here in a building of my prior house. I logged in, my house was missing, so I went back to the patch notes and read it, and I was like, oh yeah, that definitely affects me. So unfortunately, I had to rebuild my house now and collect all kinds of materials to rebuild my forge and my workbench and tons of hides and copper and iron I've lost, but it comes with it being early access, bug fixes and whatnot. One of the other things in the patches is for creatures. As you can see here, this tree ant has a health and mana bar, along with it tells you its level and whether it's aggressive or non-aggressive via the yellow or red text in its name. And one of the other big things in this patch was where they try to fix the desync issue, from where you're attacking bushes, trees, to where you're harvesting wood and log and stone, along with the desync issues that were happening just from attacking creatures in general. As you can see here, it is improved a little bit, but it's still not great. It's not nearly as bad as it previously was. You can still see when you chop the trees or the bushes down, when they actually fall down, you get quite a bit of rubber banding still, along with the desync issues where it's a little bit lagged behind, but they are improving, and it's a work in progress. One of the other features that were included in the patch was the Iron Hammer's power attacks hit sync, I guess you would say. Or essentially where you would power attack before, you would never hit the target. But I'm not really seeing much difference. No, that one hit. I'll have to try it in a few different mobs and see what happens. Because I know before with an Iron Hammer, it was very difficult to hit a target with the power attack. You had to be almost perfect to get it to hit. Still seems to have a few bugs, but no, that one hit too. I guess if you're just right, it'll hit them. But yeah, still having the rubber banding and sync issues, obviously. As you can see, I'm swinging back here, and when I hit, I'm flying backwards. So something still needs to be worked on, but it is an improvement. Before I was swinging like 9 or 10 times to try to hit them. I got it in 3 or 4 this time, so it's a little bit better, but still not great. Along with the things I have already addressed, there's been quite a few balance changes. Supposedly, as there are city guards now, I am on my way to check that out and see if they're actually there. They increase their health, along with increase the rate that they recover HP. So hopefully when you go to the city, there's actually guards and vendors there. They're not just dead and you can never sell your goods to them to obtain gold and increase their inventory. They add a lot of damage and spell resistance to a lot of creatures that make a lot of sense. Like elementals are resistant to the elemental type they are, like fire is resistant to fire, frost, different stuff like that. Same thing with dragons and a few other animals and creatures. They adjusted the friendly fire where you take less constitution damage, where you get knocked out not as quick. So that's good if you're with a group of people, I guess, or your guild or tribe, and you tend to beat each other up, you get knocked out a little less quick. They also adjusted the spells. Supposedly they're supposed to fly a little further. Let's see about that one. They said all spells, but let's try the fireball because that one's visible. Let's see if that one looks like it goes any farther than it did before. It doesn't look like it goes farther at all. Looks like it kind of just goes, then peters out real quick. Yeah, it used to be like I would just keep flying as far as possible, so I don't think that's a change. That might be a bug where they tried to fix it, instead they made it fly a shorter distance, I'm not sure. But the same thing with a few other, all of the spells, the fire, frost, lightning. They adjusted the wall of lightning so it no longer damages structures, which is good. If you're using wall of lightning, you don't accidentally damage your structure or somebody else's. There are also quite a few bug fixes. If you want to read the entire patch notes, I'll leave a link in the description so you can go through and look at them and see what changed or what might affect you. And we're on our way to the city right now to see if there's any guard. Well, we've made it to town. I didn't see any guards when I first entered, so let's see if maybe NPCs are back yet. It's not looking good so far. What's this? Okay, well, apparently I can craft things at this table here. It's not something I've seen before. The castle smithy. What do we have over here? A soul node. Okay, that looks to be the same. And we got, looks like a anvil. I guess the soul nodes are what I would call an anvil. I still have yet to see any NPCs. Yeah. So far that's empty. I see a player over here. Looks like they're logged out. But I'm still not seeing any NPCs. So, by the looks of it, they may have given them more health and whatnot, but they're still dead. Either that or they've just disappeared. Maybe if I come back during the day, they will be out. So, let's maybe wait a little bit, come back during the day, and see if there's any out then. Alright, and we're back during the day, and there's still no NPCs that I can see. Like I said before, they may have added the extra health and regenerative effects, but if people can kill them, then they're still going to be dead. So, from what I can tell, there's no NPCs left. Just have to wait for them to respawn us before they really need to fix something. Either make them immortal or unkillable, or just give them a ridiculous amount of health or something, because currently this is just not working very well. If you guys liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more of my Dark and Light content, subscribe. I'll try to do patch notes as they come. Not going to guarantee I'll do every one of them if there's nothing interesting or nothing pertains specifically to the game. Maybe a few bug fixes or whatnot. I probably won't do those. But as always, this is Arrows, and I'll see you in the next video.